The New York Times. Since 1851, the New York Times has grown to become the most circulated metropolitan newspaper in the country. And with over 30 million unique visitors a month, it's also the most popular U.S. newspaper site in the world. The New York Times simply gets it right when it comes to providing world-class news and media content online. It's no wonder that the organization remains one of the most trusted sources for news and journalistic integrity worldwide. Washington Post. Like the New York Times, the Washington Post has been one of the United States' premier daily newspapers since its founding in 1877. The WP achieved worldwide fame and recognition for its landmark successes in investigative journalism. The most famous of these may be the reporting by Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein on the Nixon-Watergate scandal in the early 1970s. Since the Washington Post brought its content online, the newspaper has greatly expanded its readership and now stands as one of the world's most visited online news sites. People from all over the country, from the state of Oregon all the way to Maine, read this publication. Chicago Tribune. Known at one time as the world's greatest newspaper, the Chicago Tribune still remains one of the most widely read daily news sources in the United States, from the West Coast to Connecticut, and then even down to New Mexico. Founded in 1847, the Chicago Tribune has often set the standard for political journalism. The CT's only major journalistic fumble happened over 60 years ago when the publication mistakenly announced that Republican presidential candidate Thomas Dewey had defeated Democratic candidate and future president, Harry S. Truman in 1948. Today, the Chicago Tribune continues to rank among the most widely read and trusted newspapers on and offline. Houston Chronicle. As the largest daily newspaper in Texas and the 9th largest in circulation in the United States, the Houston Chronicle and its staff of 300 journalists, editors, and reporters is the first choice of millions of readers online for thorough and responsible news and commentary on national and international events. While the newspaper has seen its fair share of criticism since its founding in 1901, editors at the Houston Chronicle devoted themselves to redefining and disciplining the principles of their publication. Their efforts paid off. Currently, the Chronicle's website is considered one of the best hubs for news online. The paper earned a Pulitzer Prize in 2009 for its innovative use of web networks to connect and update readers during the siege of Hurricane Ike. San Francisco Chronicle. Founded in 1865 as the Daily Dramatic Chronicle by brothers Charles DeYoung and Michael H. DeYoung, the San Francisco Chronicle we know of today has since grown to become one of California's largest and most trusted daily newspapers. The SF Chronicle was brought to national and international prominence during the 1950s to 1970s when columnist Herb Seen began his now legendary reporting on the counterculture hippie revolution sweeping San Francisco. Today, the SF Chronicle's website, SFGate, stands as the city's premier online source of news and information about all things San Francisco. Wall Street Journal. Beating out even the New York Times in circulation, the Wall Street Journal is the country's most widely distributed newspaper, with over 2.1 million copies in daily circulation. Founded in 1889 by Charles Dow, Edward Jones, and Charles Bergstresser, the WSJ of today needs no major introduction. It's universally known that if news on financial markets and Wall Street is what you need, a subscription to the journal is all but mandatory. And while it was a latecomer to the web edition movement, the Wall Street Journal Online now boasts over 400,000 paid subscriptions and counting for its online news content alone. The Guardian, the United Kingdom also hosts some of the world's most widely read and respected, as well as some not so respected, daily news periodicals. The Guardian was founded in 1851 as the Manchester Guardian, only to drop Manchester over 100 years later once the paper had achieved a robust national and international readership for its responsible journalism. Since then, The Guardian has grown to become one of the web's top resources for daily news. With over 50 million unique visitors per month, The Guardian's online readership is even larger than the New York Times. Financial Times, founded in 1888, the Financial Times, also known as the FT, has risen to become one of the world's leading resources for business and financial news. Despite the newspaper's focus on domestic UK and international financial news, the FT is also highly popular among business and financial professionals throughout the United States. However, unlike the Wall Street Journal, which is still working to shift the bulk of its circulation from print to online, the Financial Times boasts over 600,000 paid online subscriptions, and over 4.2 million registered online users, proving that this paper truly gets it when it comes to the future of circulated news content. Times of India, founded in 1835 during the period of British dominion over the country, the Times of India has since grown to become the largest-selling English newspaper in the world, with over 3.14 million copies in circulation as of 2008. While the tone of the newspaper can only be described as conservative, much of the news showcased online and in print is considered to be the model of journalistic integrity, and can provide an interesting new perspective on world events. The Daily Mail. The Daily Mail may be a bona fide tabloid, but it makes this list as one of the most widely visited news sites in the world. With nearly 80 million unique visitors every month, the British tabloid's online traffic surpasses both The Guardian and even BBC News Online. Founded in 1896 by Lord Northcliffe, the Daily Mail was originally marketed towards England's newly literate lower middle class following the advent of mass education in the country. While we cannot vouch for the integrity and quality of the newspaper's standard of reporting, with this many unique online visitors per month, the Daily Mail must be doing something right. While these are our picks for the best English-language newspapers both in print and online, hundreds of global newspapers are introducing or expanding their web presences each year. With such rapid growth, the number of attention-worthy newspapers online will only multiply. So get exploring. Thanks for watching the videos. Please subscribe the channel for get more interesting news and additional videos.